Champagne or flip-flopping on he didn't say this. We have his own fucking videos. Got that chance. All you had to do was stand with the people in this bar and respect the next
Join the party! Join the party! Join the party! Join the party!
Up man, Herman.
Huh?
Fair play to you.
Thank you.
I'm Ned Kelly. I'm Listen, nice to meet you, Herman.
Thanks,
Take care, yeah.
The latest day shall their memory pass away. Oh, the gallant lives was given for our land. But on the go through joy or weal or woe, till we make our island nation free and grand. Join with me. God save Ireland, said the heroes. God save Ireland, said the heroes. Scaffold high on the battlefield we die. Oh, no matter when we're at. Heroes, God save Ireland, said they all. Whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die, oh, no matter when for Ireland dear we fall. Thank you.
Sinn Féin traitors! 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 Sinn Féin traitors!
Going to have a number of speakers. We'll be keeping all the speeches very short. Now, this is a massive turnout for our cause and our people.
issue right across Europe. They see that the Irish people are rising. The number of people we had here in February, at the very least. Although RTE, if they report, they would say there's half a dozen people here.
Wankers!
Make sure all of the pictures you take today
Silence by RTE!
make sure you share it all out across social media, nationally and internationally. In March, we showed this government what we thought of them by rejecting their 2 referendums. They're not even going to bother running the next one. On June the 7th, you will have an opportunity to say to this government what you think of them yet again. Elected in the 3 Irish constituencies for Europe, where we will link up with other people of a like mind who are determined to stop the rot that's happening right throughout Europe. The speakers you have here today are standing in the elections in June. Every one of you should tie in with your local candidate. Give them a hand, whether it's folding leaflets, being on social media if you can't get out of the house, sticking leaflets indoors, knocking on doors, or even just telling your friends and your relations that these are the people to vote for. Do it! The first leader, General London.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jana London. I'm a mother of 2 small children and founder of the Natural Women's Council. And like the rest of you here today, I have come to the unfortunate realization that we've all been placed in an abusive relationship with the Irish government. Special place in the hearts and the imagination of the world. Ireland is more than just another European country. I can tell you from personal experience, having lived here for over 20 years, that the Irish are the most welcoming, funny, charming people you could ever meet anywhere. Irish people are not hate-filled, racist, bigots, homophobes, or any other labels. Duty of all of us who cherish this land, whether natives or guests, to realize that we are in grave danger. Mass immigration is one of the most pressing issues facing Ireland. We don't need a poll to see that Ireland has taken in far too many migrants. I visited Newtown, Mount Kennedy last week. To meet the most lovely, brave people standing up against mass immigration to protect their community. The Garda put up a barricade stopping these locals from walking down their own road. Local time, so communities cannot even gather at the pitch for the Irish sport they love. What we witnessed in Newtown Mount Kennedy when the riot squad used brute force, batons and pepper spray against peaceful protesters was a turning point for Irish people. There can be no doubt in anyone's mind that the state and their agents are hell-bent on mass immigration into our communities against the will of all you good, decent people, and they will use whatever means they can to make this happen. We also witnessed on mainstream television that Irish people opposing mass immigration being referred to as terrorists. We can see the trajectory of where this is going, but they will fail. The fools, the fools, the fools. Have the Irish government not learned from history that repression breeds resistance? And I commend the people of Newtown Mountain. As the founder of the Women's Rights and Child,
We simply must win. And if we don't, our children will fall just like the children on that statue at the Garden of Remembrance, who are trapped there in stone, making their downward descent towards the ground. I wonder now, will that statue even be here in 100 years? And with that, I ask you to stand up and ensure the survival of not just your children, but also Irishness and all that it means to be so. Thanks for listening. I'm an independent candidate for the Tallaght community. They have protests every Monday and Thursday outside St. John's House between 6 and 8. And the protest is actually tomorrow because of the protest today between 6 and 8 outside St. John's House. Thanks very much for listening.
The next couple of speakers will be the number of political parties that are here today. The first one will be Herman Kelly. Ben Gilroy, followed by Derek Bly, followed by Patrick Finlan from NK.
How are you, Philip?
They assure me that there will be short speeches.
Oh, what's the story, Philip? How's Trixie already?
Cormac and Mulligan. Good afternoon, Ireland. You have turned up. Do you know at the start of the state 100 years ago, you used to say Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and all these parties, they used to have political dynasties. But what they have now, what do we have now 100 years after? It's political dysentery. 5 years ago, when we started up the Irish Freedom Party, 12% of the population in the south of Ireland, the 26 counties, where they say officially non-national. Within 5 years, it's now officially 22%. Now, you may have seen an article in Grip there 2 weeks ago that if the rate of immigration continues at that rate, by 2050, Irish people will be a minority in our own country. Have you ever asked to be a minority in your own country? Have you ever consented to be colonised? No! Have you ever consented that the majority of your laws be made elsewhere? No! Will you ever consent that your borders were to be wide open and for all intents and purposes you had no country? No! Were you happy that your country has been handed over to foreigners and you become a minority? No! So what we have to do is that political class, wait, build it. The political class in charge of our country at the minute, those who have taken power by the ballot box, we've got to replace them before they replace us. Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, people before people. The Irish, all of them, the Irish Luftwaffe, they have destroyed, they have bombed, culturally bombed our country into oblivion. We have been colonised in 3 different ways. Demographically, we're on the way to being a minority, and we never consented to that. Economically, we've given up control of our own currency. Our interest rates are set for the good by the ECB of France and Germany and by the euro currency. And of course, the EU, our colonial masters. Exactly. They're the people who've plundered our fishing waters for 50 years, who've imposed 64 billion bank debt on the Irish people. And not only economically, demographically, and legally. Irish law, no. In matters of EU competence, EU law is superior to Irish law, the Irish Constitution, and the Irish Supreme Court. We never colonised, we never consented to be colonised. The man and woman of 1916 never consented, never lie down and be colonised by anybody. This is Ireland. Ireland belongs to the Irish people. We're in it, like, let's be honest. Let's be deadly honest with ourselves. Ireland is in a very bad way. People who've lost control of our nation state through their laws, loss of our language, cultural identity, loss of our religion, all the markers we never identified as white people with Britain because they were different in religion and different in nationality. So what we want, the Irish nation has existed for a very, very long, think of it, all you here, all the Irish people here, just since the plantation of Ulster, 400 years, it has taken 4,000 parents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents that you as an individual exist and are here today because of 4,000 people before you have struggled, have worked, and have laboured, and have loved, and have gone through pain that you could be. We will never give. I sound like somebody there. A better one. We will never give up. We will never give up control of our country. We're going to take control of Ireland back from our masters. What we need to do, not just talk about it, not just stand in public statements. Right, this is the part. These useless politicians in the all, those who control the laws which have corrupted and bankrupted our country. They are there because they're voted in. We have to be smart. How many people here? Hands up if you're registered to vote. Hands up. That's pretty good. Okay, name and shame. Hands up if you're not registered to vote. Wagger. Everybody, not only yourselves, your family, your friends, your neighbours, tell them all, get registered to vote. You've seen in that referendum, that last referendum in March was a wake-up call for the government that we can take back power by the ballot box. We can take this useless Charlotte traitors. We're going to kick them in the ballot box on June the 7th. I'm running. There's a number of Irish Freedom Party candidates are running. Other nationalist candidates, thank you. Oh, you're looking well, I love the hand. We've put forward, 24 local election candidates, 3 European candidates. Just a quick plug for myself, Malachy. I'm running as an MEP candidate in the Midlands Northwest. After this, I'll be down there at the corner. Everybody from the Midlands West, which is the north of the country, I'll give you 100 leaflets. I want you to hand them around your neighbours and tell them Herman Kelly loves them. And that he wants a bit of love come June the 7th. I know what you're doing there, Malky. I ask everybody, it's very crucially important, everybody get registered, everybody speak to their neighbours, their family, their friends. Get people motivated. We can take this country back from those who are traitors. And we know this government are traitors. And Sinn Féin are traitors. And only trust people who've been at this for some time. Now, we have Dermot O'Connor who's running in Ireland. We have people like Malachy Steenson who's running in Dublin. We've got Philip Dwyer who's running in Dublin. People have been at this when the going was tough, not the fair.
Thank you. So folks, I just was saying to the people of Newtown Mount Kennedy, a big round of applause. You stood strong in the face of Garda brutality, trying to save your community. Well done to you all. Folks, I want to say one thing, and I want to make it very clear. This government does not serve us. It only serves itself and the WEF globalists. And be clear on this, their immigration policy is not incompetence. This is a plan. They're flooding our lands with cheap labour to drive up housing prices while our children can barely afford to scrape by. It's all about greed. They want us divided and dependent on them and to be easily controlled. Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Greens are all complicit in this betrayal of Ireland. The Greens, blinded by their own stupidity, prattle on about 15-minute cities and culling cows because they fart. Green Party members fart also. I think we should cull them at the next election. And what about Sinn Féin, the so-called Republican Party? They have the audacity to label us as far right. But today, far right means something. It means loving your mother, honoring life, standing up for the... It means protecting our children from the filth of indoctrination and preserving female spaces for females. If that is far right, count me in and count yourself in. Remember, they are not incompetent. They're doing the Global 2030 plan. They wear their little coloured badges. You'll see them with them. Know your traitors. So how do we fix it? We fix it. Yes, as well, yes. People as old as me may remember. One, two. So people, you may remember there was a beer called Double Diamond. Well, I have the 3 Ds that will solve the problem. Detain, detect, detain, and deport. So we do what we do best, by standing together and voting with conviction, and never relent until we have purged our lands of these traitors. They tried to dismantle the family unit in the referendum elections, but we gave them a very clear message by rejecting their woke nonsense. And mark my words, we will show them again in the local elections and ultimately in the general elections, and put them in the bin of history where they belong. So the time for action is now. Let's claim our sovereignty and let's build a future worthy of our children's dreams. Together we will prevail.
Next speaker is Derek Bly.
All right, Dublin! Many of you saw a video that I put out the other day. There was a young boy in Cork, he was attacked. Last night I spent 20 minutes talking to his father, who cried for the entire phone call. He said he doesn't know what to do. He said his son, who always gave him a hug at night, who always told him he loved him and his mum every night, he hasn't looked him in the eye for 2 days. It's absolutely heartbreaking what that man told me last night. He said he does not know how to handle this, you know, and I shared the photograph and the name of the man that attacked his son this morning. He was a Ukrainian man who was supposed to be fighting in his own country, for his own country. But instead, he's over in my country, raping our children. Some people criticize me for putting his face and his name on the internet because it might jeopardize the case. This is the same judicial system. Helen McEntee and Drew Harris, who sent the OUC here today with their batons to threaten us. We have a chance. We have a chance to push back against this next month. We've got a really significant chance of taking back control of our country. There are men and women standing for election locally and for European elections. There's one here on the microphone. I'm standing in my local Fermoy. I'm standing for European election. Philip Dwyer is up at the steps here. Philip has led the charge since day one. Since day one, and Philip, he's down here live streaming. He's not bursting to get on this microphone, but you know what he has to say, because he's said it all already. He doesn't need to say anything else. Exactly, and he only tells the truth. He's running in Dublin for Europe. He's also running in Tala, and Margaret Maguire is running in the Northwest. I'm asking you to speak to your friends, your family, your work colleagues. Make sure they register to vote and make sure they get out on June 7th and vote the right way. Send me to Europe. Put Philip beside me and put Margaret on the other side. And I promise you, they will never have heard three voices like they will hear in June then. Thank you very, very much. And I'll talk to you all again soon.
Patrick Quinlan from the National Party. I got it right this time. You get up here and do it. But it's alright anyway. Because me and other people up here like me can happily stand in front of anyone and declare to them and the whole world and for anyone to witness Ireland belongs to the Irish people. And we're going fucking nowhere! Ireland is ours! On that note, folks, it's great to see a massive crowd of people here today coming out in their thousands. Tricolours everywhere, Irish patriots, Irish nationalists everywhere. Fair play. In particular, I want to say thanks to Kulak Says No. To Finglas Says No. To Palace Says No. And to the latest, this isn't something to clap about. These are areas that have stood up in the face of these globalists, Marxists, socialists who want to sell Ireland out to the highest bidder and taking our towns, our villages and saw fit to plant them. Newtown, Mount Kennedy, where are you? Fair play, one and all. You have my support fully. You have the National Party support fully. But anyway, I'll get into the talking. The Irish people have been completely let down by their leaders. The scale of this betrayal is unprecedented. Our ruling elite seems to be serving the interests of global capital rather than the needs of their own people. These high-priced politicians have taken away the Irish people's way of life, our land and our pride. But be proud to be Irish. Be proud of the land that you've inherited. The blood coursing through your veins is yours and no one else. That's a fact. Give that man a point. We may find ourselves powerless, unable to control our own lives. Our place in the world is being diminished in front of our eyes. Our national spirit is fading, so they tell us. They reckon what once was ours has been taken away from us and handed over to foreign interest unchallenged. What we once cherished, they suppose, what we once cherished is now mocked and belittled by those who perpetuate this crime against our people and against our nation. But as Pearse said, and as the National Party stands and asserts, you cannot conquer Ireland! You cannot conquer the Irish people!
Some of the local candidates will give a small speech each. It's fabulous to see such a huge crowd again here today, despite all the obstacles. When you look around here and you see our tricolour, which we've took back from the Staters, it's our flag and it's our republic. And we won't let them destroy it as they've done for the past over 100 years. Every day we hear of another scandal or another shocking event. This week there was a child snatched out of in our pram from outside a house in Sheriff Street. We're not allowed to be told who done it because it might cause a problem. Last year 3 children were stabbed. In Sligo 2 men had their heads chopped off. In Dundalk a man was knifed to death. Aisling Murphy was strangled and stabbed. What has the political and NGO class done about it? They supported and protected those who did it and encouraged more of them to come in. But let's be very careful. You can watch the change in tactics by the state government this week and last week. They're trying to play on the old prejudices against the British government. They're trying to get us to blame the Brits for the immigration problem in this country. The British government are doing what the Irish government should be doing. Instead of saying and pretending that by changing the law here to say that the UK is a safe country, that somehow all these people will miraculously disappear. Nonsense. What they should be doing and saying to Richie Sunak is when your plane takes off from wherever airbase in England, keep a few seats on it, land in Baldoyle, and we'll fill up the rest of the seats. This week again we found out that the guy who brought that case to the High Court, funded by NGOs that you pay for, to say that it wasn't safe for him to go back to the UK because they might send him to Rwanda. It's more likely that it wasn't safe to send him back because he was a sex offender. Helen McEntee knew that and refused to put him on the offenders register here. They don't care. When we said in November 2022 that people were coming in directly from the UK, having lived there for years, we were called liars, we were called fake information and everything else that they said about it. We were right then and we're right now. But don't accept their figures of 90% coming from the UK. Because that would imply that there's nobody coming from anywhere else. They moved on to people from Mount Street in a PR exercise. The next day, they went to Dublin 4 to Ballsbridge. They were quickly moved on from there. So it seems that the refugees, our Welcome Brigade, who could only muster probably 100 people today, are probably over in Trinity, very soon dispatched them from Ballsbridge. So it seems refugees are welcome here, but not in D4. And if you look right around the country, it's working class communities that this is being foisted on. They've said last week they want to buy up every property they can to house not our own homeless people, which is now 14,000 at the very least. They want to house people who are not even in the country yet. You have an opportunity in June to begin that change. The people in Newtown and Kennedy saw the wrath and the intentions of this state last week. When the Public Order Unit, under their new commander Drew Harris, learned his craft well with the RUC. And he learned it from his father when he was beating people off the streets and off the bridge in Burntollet in 1969. And look where that led. We are the risen people. We represent the majority of people on this island. And we have it within our power to change this society forever. And if we don't take that opportunity in June, well then, it's over. Don't come back whinging and saying, we should have done something. Get out in June and make that change. Everybody that's here today has shown that they're prepared to stand up and do something about it. The people here behind me and the people who have spoken today, the people in your own communities who are standing right across this country, who have put their heads above the parapet, risked their jobs, risked their livelihood, risked their families being reported to Tulsa and everything else that this state can throw at them. You owe it to them. You owe it to your children and your grandchildren to take our nation back. Before I pass on to the final speakers, I want to thank everybody who came here today. I want to thank particularly the people from Newtown, Mount Kennedy who came up. The people from every county in this country who are here today in a national protest to say, this is our country, and we're taking it back. The next speakers, and they'll introduce themselves, I'll just name them all in this order. Gavin Pepper, Andy Heisman, Jeff Gallagher, Brian Garrigan, Michael Bork, and Melissa O'Neill. And after that, we'll finish up with the national anthem.
How is everybody? Right, we all know why we're here. Everybody knows why we're here. Because we're here for our families and the future of this country. And there's no second chances on it. What happened in Sheriff should have been a message to the world. Simon Harris doesn't care who's outside your door. He only cares who's outside his door. They don't give a toss in this country about you. Sinn Féin sold us down the river. The traitors. That's all they are. Every single leader and opposition party in the Dáil, this new independent party, jumping on the bandwagon and now saying Ireland's not full. Hashtag Ireland is full. We have no room here. It's time to look after their own people. I don't care who feels upset about it. Our people come first. Our kids come first. You look up at the tents on Paul's Bridge. It's sad to see, but there's no room, so send them home. We have homeless Irish people. Send them home. I just want to say, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have decided to run an election, but I am from my country, right? And that's what it's for. Because it's gone to the dogs with the people in the Dáil that want to means test you for the medical card, but give it to a partner for free. You're the one struggling to make ends meet every week, and all they say is it's a housing crisis. It's an immigration crisis. When you fix immigration, you fix Ireland. We have our own problems here. We don't need to import the third world. That brings me to the next thing. This goes from the top down, and I'm not afraid to call them out. There's another scumbag in this country, and he needs to resign. It's Judge Martin Nolan. The fact of the matter is, he's supported by Roderick O'Gorman, right? Who admits he deleted files. Where are the missing kids, Roderick? The people want to know, and that's what it is. Mary Lou MacDonald doesn't give a fuck about you, right? Holly Cairns doesn't give a fuck about you. Micheál Martin doesn't give a fuck about you. Simon Harris doesn't give a fuck about you. The only person that gives a fuck about you is you and your family. So I don't need to write my stuff down on a fucking sheet. I say it from the heart. This is our country. Who does Ireland belong to? Sorry, they can't hear you up at the door. Who does Ireland belong to? Did you hear that, Simon? There's thousands here. Richard, you can call all your counter protests you want, but the Irish people have had enough of you as shit. It's time to look after their people.
Hello, Ireland. My name is Andy Heisman, and I'm running in the European elections across Dublin. I'm also running in the local elections in Blanchardstown, Mulhullard. And let me tell you, you might remember me from closing down vaccine centres, from closing down libraries, from closing down bookshops, from being outside Leo Varadkar's house, and from the countless protests and direct action that I've taken since the past 4 years. We are part of a newly formed party called the Irish People. We have 50 candidates running across Ireland. We have a national plan to take back our country. We need you to vote for nationalists across the board. If you feel like you can do something in your community, because I see people who are standing up. It's not me that's needed, it's everyone out here. Anyone who wants to run independently as a candidate for the Irish people, go to the irishpeople.org and sign up. We will help you with leaflets, boards, everything we can possibly do to get you elected. It's about the Irish people. Our children are under massive attack. Massive. Coming from the schools, coming from the libraries, and that's not to talk about the immigration problem, the housing problem, and every other kind of problem. But let me ask you a question. Does Ireland belong to Europe? Does Ireland belong to the Irish? We need to invoke Article 50 and leave Europe. That is my plan. If you vote me into Europe, I will do everything I possibly can. You know I'm a warrior. Let me go and finish my job. Let me bring the Irish home from Europe. Let us look to our own future. No more deals with Europe. No more. We can't do it. We're overwhelmed. And Ireland has a serious problem. And it's up to the Irish people to fix it. Erin Gabra.
Well, Patriots, we're at war. It's not a cold war. It's not a military war. It's a war of attrition. They're trying to wear us down. But I see the strength in all of you. The few hundred of you that turned up today, as RTA will say. Listen, at this stage of the game, they're trying everything. They have immigrants running in their parties. One knocked on my door last week. I said to him, tell me in May 1916, General Maxwell murdered 5 men in Kilmainham jail. Name one of them. He looked at me as if I had 2 heads. I said, you don't represent me. Go wait at my door and take Fianna Fáil and get away. Hello? The way we win this war, guys, is at the next election, on the 7th of June. We are running, there's great people that I will align with on this stage today. Fabulous warriors, hundreds of them, that have one eye on the general election. And when they get into the Dáil, we will get Ireland back. But for now, we need, the pen is mightier than the sword. We need to get out and vote and clean that cesspit of a Dáil out of all those rats. Drew Harris, Rotherham Gorman, Helen McEntee. Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Get there now! Get there now! Brilliant, brilliant. Guys, I'm going to keep it short. These have been fantastic. I'm going to put you on to the next speaker now. And listen, go to meal and how good, everybody!
Hello, Ireland! Hello, Dublin! My name is Brian Garrigan. My voice is nearly gone, but I'm here to support you. And I'm running the next local election in Dublin Inner City. Vote Brian Garrigan number 1. Garrigan number 2. Where's Enoch Burke? Where is he? Where's our nurses? Bring our nurses home. We should have paid them properly in the first place. Finally, 3 little words. Irish lives matter. Irish lives matter. Irish lives matter. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Burke, and I'm running in Dublin Bay North. Right? So, we want everybody here to vote for the people that are here and ask them questions to make sure you're happy with them, right? So only vote for people that put Irish people first, for housing and all facilities. So when, please God, we win in the election, what happens then? So we prepare ourselves for the general election. So the most important thing is, when the rest start running, we start to amend Section 30 of the Offences Against the State Act, and we can appoint a judge and a superintendent and arrest all the traitors who are destroying our country. So, this is known as the conveyor belt system up the north and the special court in Dublin. Now, we will get the real criminals, the real traitors. They were up there today. They have to be brought to Portlease prison after a judge convicts them. And the judge will be put there by all of us. When we achieve power, like the War of Independence, we will appoint local people as justices, so that we will make sure everything is done in accordance with Irish men and Irish women. We declare the right of Ireland to Irish people. Thank you very much.
Diagweta Corda. And remember, the Irish language belongs to this nation, and this cannot be lost. We now find out in the Gaelskulls, because the newcomers need school places, that they'll be dropping the Irish. If you just teach your child one word of Irish every day, and let's hold this nation, our language. In 2018, they made a conscious decision to take 20,000 medical cards off the Irish people. I know people that are nearly dying in the last couple of months where their GP rang them, including me, on a phone and told me an hour before an emergency appointment for cancer that I was no longer a patient of that GP service. and I nearly lost my life due to that. We have to fight for our medical in this country. Every woman and child. This is our country. We built those hospitals. I saw 80-year-old women for 3 days on hospital trolleys at the back of Limerick. It was a war zone. And when you bring in the third world, you end up with a third world healthcare. And that is where this is going. So just want to say I'm an independent candidate. This is my 5th election and I'm still standing. And there's no reason why any one of you here cannot stand beside us. And please, come on out, because we will fight to the death for this country, our children.
Hello, my name is Tom MacDonald. I know you might have seen a few videos I put up. But I have a common with all of you. I have something in common. All our families, our young kids are immigrating, leaving this country, yeah? I come from Kildare, Newbridge. Newbridge is significant. Newbridge was where the Brits set up the biggest camp in Ireland. The 38 acres in the middle of the town in Newbridge. It was the biggest army base in the world. And the Curragh camp, they had their horses and the whole lot there, right? But what they're doing now, we've seen it through the globalists, they're sending in all these people into Newbridge. In the Gables, we've got 100, 150. In the monastery in Newbridge, another couple of hundred. In Ayr Powell, another hotel, 300. Out the road, they're putting 700 out in Talkers, the Red House, in a hotel. And in Floods Cross is just outside Naas. They're putting in 1,000 in a military base there. 1,000 in the middle of nowhere. It's 2 miles from Naas and it's about 3 miles from Newbridge. So this is no women, no children, right? And see what the Rwanda Pact, the Rwanda plan. Now they're sending in the lunatics out of jails in England and everything. They're coming in here to Belfast and they're going to light the fire. They've already in Kildare, listen to this, in Kildare, Friday night, they had a house up the road where they let it out to these people, yeah? 10 of them come into the pub and they started at the women and they started luring them and they started at them. The barman says, "You're not getting served." So, what happened? This is one incident. They bet up the barman. They bet up 3 or 4 young lads and left them in a coma, left them knocked out. Yeah? This is the foreigners. Straight away, what they're going to do. This is the guys that are coming in through Belfast. So we got to get very quick on this. Everyone now go for the 7th of June. Go for the elections. Stand. You can still stand. More people in Kildare. Get up and stand. We've got 3, 4 in Newbridge alone. Okay? We fought the Brits in Newbridge for 800 fucking years and we beat them. And we beat these cunts too. Don't worry.
How's it going, Ireland? Hope you're all well. My name's Leon Bradley from Finglas, Sedgelow. I'll be running in my local elections in Finglas and Ballymun. Just remember, make sure vote for everyone that's nationalist. Everyone's had to be now from the start. The fight against this tyranny, we have to get it stopped. Us the people, we have the power to stop it. If we all stick together, vote together, we can get them out. This is our country. There you go, brah.
Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? My name is Alan Crotton, and I'm from Coolock Says No Group. I'm not running in any elections or anything like that. I leave that up to the guys who know their onions here behind me, who spoke very well today. And I hope we all get out there and support each and every one of these guys. And you know, Herman touched on something there. He says that the majority take over this country in relation to foreign nationals. They can actually legally abolish our Irish constitution. Do you know what I mean? That's what they can do. So we have to be aware of that. But you know, when I look at the likes of what happened with Paul Connolly from News Talk FM, and his phone was found, absolutely nothing was done about that. Do you know what I mean? And then I look at Enoch Burke spending over a year in prison for his religious beliefs and everything else. There are so many wrongs happening in this country. They're signing this Asylum and Migrants Pact. And that's going to take away our sovereignty. It's going to give the EU a quota of, say, listen, Ireland, you have to bring in 150,000 Afghans. And we only bring in 100,000, we have to pay 20,000 for every person we don't bring in for every year. Do you know what I mean? But as all I say, you want to move 1,000 unvetted, undocumented, no passport holding Muslim males into the Coolock Crown Paints camp on the Malahide Road. And believe you me, they will not be moving in there. And I'll just end by saying just this. And it's a quote from JFK. And I think it's absolutely amazing. He says, those who make peaceful revolution impossible, which is the police, they're stopping us from making peaceful revolution impossible, will make violent revolution inevitable. That's JFK. God, stand long and onwards and upwards. Right, I love you all.
How you doing, folks? Great to see a lovely crowd here today. I'm running in Drogheda, urban and rural. My name is Alan Fagan. And all I've got to say is, evil will only thrive when good men do nothing. And we need good men to stand. And the media, as soon as you put your head above the parapet, they start with a sniper fire. But I'm ready for them. Say what you want about me. I'm going to run, and I'm not stopping running.
Hello. Hello. My name is Gerard. My appearance here has a lot to do with the internet, to which I must simply pay homage before I go any further by telling you, today I have come here to chew bubblegum and to kick ass, and I'm all out of gum. Now, my message to you is that you have already won, but you just do not understand yet. I am the man who broke your court system. I proved 7 years ago to a man called Kevin Kilrain that he was not a judge and the building he was in is not a court. I made this man admit this in front of 100 people. I'm involved in a court case on the 16th of May in Sligo Courthouse. It is not a courthouse, but that's where I shall be. If you come down there and support me, I shall prove to you, the Irish people, beyond the shadow of any doubt, that the derivation of the fictional construct that runs our country does not have a correct syntax, therefore it could not possibly be lawful. Plain and simple, you are being hoodwinked by the paperwork that this government uses, and I will prove to you beyond a shadow of any doubt. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much for listening.
party in Sligo, and in the locals, and I'm better on Twitter than I am talking in front of a crowd. But anyway, look around you to see if there's anyone undercover, because there's a lot of people undercover these days in crowds, you know. Yeah. And they look like themselves, so, you know. But anyway, just very quickly, because Malachy has a list of people, I just want to say, we've had sleepless nights over this issue for the last 6 years. It's not just the last 18 months. And I just can't believe that all of you are awake, and so many of you are awake, and I'm just so happy that you are, and that you've joined us. And just to say, there was a song and dance in the media last week about the hashtag Newtown Mount Kennedy. Was the most people using it was from America, or over 60%. And they've spent the last 18 months telling us we have to accept mass immigration because of all the people that went to America and all the other countries. And then they're surprised when people in America are concerned about what's happening here. And we get messages every day from people all over the place, very concerned about the injustice of what's happening to the Irish people. So, and the people that should be caring about us, like Sinn Féin, Christy Moore, Imelda May, they don't care. So now we know who cares about us. Yes, yeah. So just look around you. You're not alone. When you think you're alone at night and you're wondering what the hell's going on, you're not alone. Look at all the people are beside you. So that's all I want to say, and I'm very happy that you're all awake. Thank you.